Up. It's happening this weekend, and the horse race is I suppose, one of those places where there's just everybody wanting to be there and enjoy the races and enjoy the fashions and being a part of this incredible function that takes place in Durban. But now we also have a group of VIP guests from the SADEC who are about to embark on the Loliwe Train, which will take them to many things amongst the race, including the Nelson Mandela arrest site in Howick. And joining us now to talk about this event that's going to be happening over the next couple of days, we've got the CEO of KZN Tourism, Ndabo Khoza, who of course is in our Durban studios. And Ndabo, it's so lovely to have you with us, and welcome to Morning Live.
Yes, good morning, Leanne, and to all the listeners as well and the viewers.
Excellent. And also here in our Johannesburg studio, we've got Ntebo Peri, who is the CEO of the beautiful Loliwe Train. So lovely to have you. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you so much, Leanne, and thanks to the viewers.
All right, so this is going to be not a normal event, is it?
Yeah.
This is not just about the races. I mean, this is about so much more. Talk to us about this particular event that's taking place.
Yes, well, it's about the Loliwe Tourism Train, which is a concept that I developed 4 years ago, and thanks to the Department of Economic and Development in KwaZulu-Natal, where Mr. Mabuya Kulu just bought into the idea. Basically, I'm bringing travel with a different style, you know, using the old classical way of traveling by train. So this time around, we're taking the guests from the SADEC, we're taking guests from top celebrities from the SABC and Mzansi, you know, the media and business people for the Durban July. But ideally, we're saying we need to expose South Africa to the travelers. So what is going to happen, we're leaving tonight from Johannesburg Park Station, and we'll stop in Howick, where we'll actually have a tour site in Howick Falls. But the most important thing is to have a stopover breakfast at the Mandela capture site, just to give a view of our history and our country, you know, which is quite beautiful.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Such a nice thing. And CEO, let's bring you into the conversation, and Ndabo, just something like this. I imagine that this really does a lot for tourism, again, in KwaZulu-Natal. And having a trip like this, seeing all the sites, must be incredible.
Yes, it's actually incredible. I always tell people this, is that even though flying is convenient, but remember also when you fly, you miss a lot in terms of a destination. So with the people from SADEC coming through, I think they're going to see quite a lot of what KwaZulu-Natal is about. Obviously, with events of this nature, it's a good hook, a very big one, and we need to use every opportunity that is available to us to explore as much of our province as possible.
Yeah. I believe that there's also some SADEC guests that are going to be a part of this as well, being able to show them these routes and these sites that you talk about. Tell us about these guests.
Well, the guests are from different spaces. I think some of them are VIP, some of them are paying passengers. But what we've also done, we've partnered with South African Airways, South African Express, where they're bringing tour operators and members of the media from the SADC region, because we have a very strong focus on growing tourism from within the region as part of the broader regional integration, particularly for SADC. We want to improve people-to-people movement, but most importantly, exposing them to what KwaZulu-Natal is all about. You know, a lot of South Africans, when they go on holiday in KwaZulu-Natal. We want to extend that to the borders beyond South Africa, particularly SADC.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit more, Loliwe, about this particular experience. I mean, is it something that you want to have all the time? I mean, I know it's kind of taking place now because of the Durban July, but I imagine this is something that you want South Africans to embrace all the time.
Yes, my idea, Leanne, is to actually grow the brand nationally. In fact, within the SADC region. That's why we were actually talking about taking over to Mozambique, Swaziland, and Botswana, you know, neighboring countries.
Yeah.
Because ideally is to say, how can we explore our own continent, starting with our own country and our own provinces, you know, to say, here we are, we've got something that we can use. But people always say, how different is it from Blue Train? It's different in the sense that we're actually bringing the element of tourism in the true sense, where we expose those tourist attractions, but also teaching and informing, you know, and how do we tell our tourists, our travelers, to say this is where we come from, this is our history. But over and above, it also, we tailor-make it in terms of taking your business executives, you know, to a workshop or to a seminar, will be taking the Johannesburg boys nationally on a tour in December, for instance.
Yeah.
So it's not only to look at a particular event, it's to say, how do we expose South Africa from a tourism perspective, but at the same time exposing our tourist attractions, which have that basic element of historical, history and background that we have.
And there is just something romantic about being on a train and enjoying it all from a train. It's the most beautiful experience for those of you that haven't done it. I just think traveling by train through your own country is a blessing. It's wonderful. CEO, let's talk about just very quickly the Durban July now, and also what that does for KwaZulu-Natal tourism. I mean, this is a major, major event for you to be hosting, and it just seems to grow every year.
Yes, it's actually growing. I think last year we had just over 49,000 people that came to attend for the event itself, about 50,000 this year we're expecting. Unfortunately, the venue can't grow. So what we're doing, we're growing the number of days for the event. Basically, the more we push out the event, the more economic impact it has. This year, we're estimating that we're going to generate something like about 110 million rand from the event. That's in terms of spend on accommodation, restaurants, facilities, tent building, and all that. And if we can extend it to beyond just the one day, as you can see now, it's no longer just about that one day. The activities, most of them start today and extend all the way up to Sunday, and therefore the length of stay, based on our research, has actually increased, whereby people used to arrive on a Saturday morning and then either leave in the evening or the following day. Now we're seeing an average of about 3-4 days bookings in hotels, which is actually quite good for our economy.
That is so good. I'm so happy. Have a wonderful and successful weekend. I'm sure it's going to be as wonderful as it always is every year. Thanks for joining us here on the program. The CEO of KwaZulu-Natal Tourism, Ndabo Khoza, in our Durban studios, and here in Johannesburg, the CEO of the Loliwe Train, Ntebo Peri. Thank you and enjoy it. I'm sure it's going to be a fabulous, fabulous occasion for all that's on board.
Thank you again. We're looking forward to having you next
year. Awesome.
Year, I suppose.
Great. Thank you very, very much. All right, let's get you some sport.